Hey there, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for the week of January 23rd. This week, definitely check out astrojar.com for more awesome readers and astrologers. But having said that, let's see what is going on for you this week. And yeah, you show up as yourself, which is always a good thing. Definitely starting something new. And yeah, looks interesting. Could even be thinking about moving for some of you. But let's see, you start off with the Jack of Diamonds, so you showing up here as a Jack of Diamonds. Great card, definitely a card of balance, so I would say needing to balance things out, needing to be more balanced this week. Not necessarily in a bad way, but you could find yourself working too much or doing overdoing something. So definitely watch out for the things that you're overdoing. Don't overdo anything or else you'll get sick. So don't do that. Next, you have the Four of Spades, actually a card of recovery. So a lot of you could be recovering from something and noticing more recovery, or a lot of you could just be getting better from things, maybe even long-term things that have been bothering you. So that's nice. Also a card of comfort, becoming more comfortable. That's been, I mean, the Taurus message since I think I started reading for you on YouTube, since like the beginning. There's been like the long-term comfort message of trying to get your life more comfortable, trying to be more comfortable, whatever that means. For some of you, that could be more money. For some of you, that could be a relationship. So a lot of you, I think, I think it's just saying a lot of you are focusing on those things, and a lot of you are focusing on making those things happen. Nine of Diamonds coming up next, card of newness, card of doing something new. To me, it also represents like a circle that is almost closed. So in a lot of ways, Nine of Diamonds represents almost being done with some sort of like cycles in your life and beginning new cycles in your life as well. So that is very nice. It's also a very good card for spending money. If you need to spend money on anything like your health, a car, your home, whatever, if you need to spend money on insurance, then this is definitely a card that says spend the money. Even if you feel like you don't have it, like say your car broke down and you really kind of, it might be a little bit tight. The good news about the Nine of Diamonds is even if you have to spend that money that maybe you don't really have, but you kind of do, even if you spend it, you always get it back very quickly. So this card does say that, it's okay to spend that money. Plus, it also says if you're spending that money on something like a health procedure or something like that, maybe your insurance doesn't cover it all the way or something like that, it says, this card says, paying for that now is going to be much better than what the consequences could be later. So it's always like a card that's better to take care of issues now. Not a bad card, like I said, good card, because you always end up with a really great result from the Nine of Diamonds. So don't be afraid to spend money on something that you need to spend money on. And also, you have the Ten of Diamonds coming up next, so more money coming in anyway, making more money, more prosperity. This card even represents travel, having opportunities to travel, making money while you travel, and finding even a job while you travel, or finding some sort of even group that you meet while you travel. This is a great card for networking as well. So any of you that have opportunities to network this week, very good card for that, and great card for socializing. Anything, this is kind of like a rewards card, but it requires you to meet up with people. You have to be social with this card. So it does say, if your friends invite you out to meet new people or something like that, then go. Like, take advantage of social opportunities. With the Ten of Diamonds, they are very rewarding. Next, you have the Ace of Clubs, best card in the deck, as far as I'm concerned. Very good card for learning new things. Yeah, I mean, the problem with, I would say, well, I don't think it's a problem, but I'd say the thing about the near future is I think that the universe is making people more self-reliant. Like, we have to are going to have to rely more on ourselves for the things that we need, money, whatever, love, whatever it is that we need. This is a card about being very self-reliant, teaching yourself how to get the things that you need in life. So I think people are very focused on that, even maybe more on an intuitive level. Like, maybe you don't word it like I just did, but I think on some level, a lot of the signs, especially the earth signs and the water signs, are definitely focused on things like personal development and moving forward at this time, but also doing it on your own. That doesn't mean you won't have support from people, but again, I think there's this realization that we need to be more self-reliant. That's like this card right here. And finally, you have the Tower. Again, the Tower isn't always a bad card. Everybody always makes this out to be a big deal. This can just be a sudden revelation, a sudden realization, or that light bulb moment, as I say. It can also be sudden change. It could be a breakup. It can be a moving all of a sudden. It can be losing something, but I always say what you're losing, the top of the tower is weak. You need to lose it anyway, and then you always rebuild it after much stronger. So don't be afraid to move past things or lose things. Again, also, like I said, I think that a lot of you could be realizing that in a lot of ways you need to make changes on your own in your life. You have to be the ones to be very self-reliant. Again, that word keeps popping up for me, so I think that's important for you, and maybe that shakes you up. Maybe that shakes you up a little bit that you realize that, but I also think you'll be much stronger because of it. So thank you for watching, and enjoy your week.